And then Kieran Starr by choice fighting out third, but Pembrey and all the way winner in the Magic Night. Won it by a length and a half to Lumbini. By choice third, fending to be running out of time. Wallwoven gets the upper hand clearly now inside the 50, and Wallwoven too good there in the Pago. But Vauban opens up the shoulders and goes back to back in the Sky High Stakes. Won it by a length and a quarter, Solar Spain. But 60s, the short price favourite, has broken clear in the far lap stakes and will beat the fast finishing Federalist.
Race number 2 at Rosehill is the Group 3 Any Manion Cup over the 2,400 metres, and I've got Campolino on top for Tim Clark and Waterhouse and Bott. I think that this horse is flying. It was a good run first up without a lot of luck. Bolted in last up, was such an easy win. I think that this horse is on the upward spiral, on to better things, and I think that he can stamp his class and favouritism towards the Sydney Cup here. Duakibo in for second. I think that this horse will run well. Third up here, though, a little query on the inside barrier that gets a couple of kilos off Campbell-Dino from meeting him last start. Mr. Monaco, false favourite in my opinion. Wide draw. Does have the lightweight, though, has to go up lengths in class. And Travolta, I thought he should have won last start, considering he had the class on the field in the Canberra Cup, and should have been, he ran second, but should have performed better than what he did. Campolino for mine in the Manion Cup. I think he'll be winning. Race number 3 at Rosehill is the Group 3 Opponent Stakes over the 1,900 metres, and I am with Panito here. James McDonald and Chris Waller bolted in the aspiration last start, and I think can go back to back here. Even though drawn wide, it's got a lot in its favour. At its best, has a Group 1 placing against its name, and I think that this horse should be too good for this field. Quietness in for second. Tommy Berry on for Tom Charlton. Second up can improve from the first up, though drawn slightly. Drawn well, but is in a slightly wide barrier. Machine Gun Gracie didn't have a lot of luck at its first start over this side of the Tasman last start. Coming over from Ascot. But I think can improve here with Luke Curry in this. Luke Curry retaining the ride, and Ben Wood and JD Hayes bringing it up to Sydney, and Sun Gift would need to improve a long way to be winning. Panito for mine and the opponent. It looks all over. Race number 4 at Rosehill is the listed Derby Munro over the 1,200 metres, and I'm with Beedman here. I think that this horse is hard to beat. James McDonald in the saddle for Peter Snowden. This horse is going well. He won first up, narrow win, but he had to work, grit his teeth and win, and I think he passed with flying colours. James McDonald chooses to ride Beedman over the Waller runner in the race, and sole representative of Waller in the race being Woden. I think that's a good enough push for mine. I think he can go forward from the wide room, barrier 15, because we know that this horse can settle on speed, and I'm hoping from the wide room he goes forward and does what he did to them, and they can wrestle and absolutely bolt in. Skyhook is higher rated and meets Beedman at the same weight. Gets Tim Clark from a good draw, absolutely flying at the trials, and he was in some very good races last preparation. Interested to see how he returns. Cafe Florian was behind Beedman last start. It was only first up and can improve, though draws wide again here. And Woden, I sacked him a long time ago, but he can improve and run well here, being third up coming out of the Newmarket. But Beedman for mine in the Derby Munro. Hopefully J-Mac goes forward, and if he gets that position, I think he's a very good winning chance. Race number 5 at Rosehill is the first of the 5 Group 1s on this card. It's the Group 1 Randford Stakes over the 2,000 metres, and I'm going with Aeliana here. I could be proved wrong, considering I think it's between Aeliana and Sir Delius, and that's what the market's got it as, a clear 2-horse race. But I'm going with Aeliana because it's J-Mac, Waller, third up, hard fit. Last two been beaten by Autumn Glow. There's no mare of that quality here. And I think that Aeliana can get back on track and win her first race for a while. Well, her first race in 6 starts. Little bit of a query over her at 2,000, considering she's had 2 runs at 2,000 metres and failed at both. And one was a 3-length defeat behind Sir Delius in the Turnbull, where he was spelled straight after. But I'll get on to him in a minute. But I just think that Aeliana can use her fitness, use her class, and this is the right time to target her at 2,000 metres at this time of the preparation. With J-Mac aboard, I think $1.65 looks a good price. Sir Delius, no query about the 2,000 metres. Craig Williams aboard. He's won both Group 1s on this horse, being the Underwood and the Turnbull being very good races, and had Half Yours and Via Sistina, the subsequent Melbourne Cup and Cox Plate winners behind him last year in the Turnbull, so has to be given a huge amount of respect here. Just a query about how he's going to go second up, and has to carry obviously the weight, considering he has to give Aeliana 2 kilos. Trinity College in for second up here from a good draw. In my opinion, probably should have run in the Sky High last week, considering it comes up against more hardy opposition here, but Cameron Well and Lindemann, you know he's going to be up on pace, leading them a merry dance. Can he hold on? Aeliana for mine on the round, but race number 6 at Rosehill is the Group 1 Rosehill Guineas over the 2,000 metres, and I've got Observer on top for Craig Williams. I think that this horse is hard to beat. Mark Zara obviously stays in Melbourne to partner Jimmy Star, and with that, Craig Williams picks up the ride. This horse is looking to go 5 from his last 5. I've been on this horse since he won the Vars, and I think he can win again here. I think he's no issue at the 2,000 metres. He's going to lead for fun. I think it's between him and Autumn Boy. Autumn Boy has to give Observer a start. And with that, I think that Observer, with a soft lead in front, can do a number on these. Was a very, very tough win in the Guineas, and he bolted in prior to that, beating one of his other main oppositions in the betting, being Deal Done Fast. I personally think that this horse has not reached his ceiling yet. He's better suited at the 2,000, and anything he's done this preparation is a bonus. 250 looks a great price. Autumn Boy, take out She's a Alibi from the Randwick Guineas, and he wins it by a space. James McDonald aboard from a good draw, but again, he hasn't got his blinkers on, and I think that when they're applied this preparation, he'll be winning. Victorious Spirit in for third. This horse comes out of the Guineas behind Observer. Don't think he can beat Observer, though. Will run well here at $13. And Federalist. This horse might be on a Derby preparation. Don't hold me to that, though. Had to have one in for fourth. But Observer in the Rosehill Guineas, barrier to box. Race number 7 at Rosehill Gardens is the Group 1 George Ryder Stakes over the 1,500 metres, and I've got Autumn Glow, no surprise here, on top. J-Mac, Chris Waller, barrier number 7, 10 from 10, looking to go 11 from 11, and I think she'll get it here. This horse is becoming a very popular mare very quickly, and she has the world at her feet. I think that she just picks herself here, and it'll be on to better things for her this preparation. Gringotts in for second. You gotta love the way he attacked the line first up, and if the predicted rain does come, won't affect him at all. Bayvark bounced back to form last start, running second in the Canterbury. Adam Hieronymus on heel and has got the wide draw, though we know he's going to be on speed in Yorkshire. Beat home Gringotts in the Ingham, though Gringotts that day drew a very wide barrier and had to go back to near last, and Yorkshire was in the best spot in running, so I think Gringotts has got Yorkshire covered, but Autumn Glow's got them all covered here. It's her race to lose. And last man standing again this week, we've got the leaderboard. The Summitator is $204 clear, courtesy of his win of Never Ordinary and 60s in the multi getting up last week. I'm $755 behind, so I would need a miracle to get up and win. So that's how it stands going into this week. And now as we have a look at what the Summitator is doing this week, he's going to have 100 of the win on Caulfield Race 8, number 2, Jigsaw, off the back up and dropping in weight, but up in grade in the William Reid. Can he do it? And as we have a look at what I'm doing this week, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. 100 the win, Rosehill Race 3 on Panito. I think that it'll be just too classy for her field. Race number 8 at Rosehill is the Group 1 Golden Slipper, the big one, over the 1,200 metres, and I've got War Woven on top. I've been with this horse every start this preparation, and I'm not dropping off here. While he's got the wide draw, I think that he can get into the moving line with cover. I think he's a standout 2-year-old of this field, of this season, actually. He bolted in his first two start, would have started a short price favourite in the Magic Millions on the Gold Coast, obviously scratched because of an injury. He was first up, beaten, but he bounced back last start in a dominant win. Gets the blinkers on, grand final. Room to move from 14. How the hell is he $9? That's my question. Cheyenne in for second. I thought that this horse won very impressively last start. Comes up against the boys here, obviously. Only meeting the boys once in the Diamond and was unlucky that day. He had to settle 3 to 4 wide the trip, and I think can run well here with a bit of luck from barrier number 12 and gets in with a 54.5 for Craig Williams. Paradoxium will need a miracle to win, considering he's drawn so wide. Though if he pushes forward, it'll give him a chance for Jason Collett and in the saddle and closer to free. I think that this horse could be anything, to be honest. And if he'd have drawn well, he might have been pretty close to my top selection. Jamie Mellon aboard for Danny O'Brien. Won his first up, and then ran second in a Group 1 at his second start. So it all leads to him running well here. But Warwoven for mine. I just think that he's too good for this field. Race number 9 at Rosehill is the Group 1 Galaxy Stakes for Kia Ora over the 1100 metres, and I am with Grafter Burners here. 50.5 kilos off a residual summer campaign, 4 from 4 last time in. He had a soft trial at Doomben. Absolutely jog-trotting candidate. He's drawn a little bit wide, but I think that he can get some cover. He's got no weight on his back and come blasting home. I think that he's the one to beat in the Galaxy. Briasa in for second. This horse has got the class on his side and got the miles in the legs, and obviously he's a Group 1 winner that has to carry the weight and has the wide draw, though Tyler Schiller knows him well and he's been jumping out quite well. Generosity won first up. But it was a bunch finished and draws wide here and drew barrier 5 last start, just draws barrier 17. Though if there's any man that can get this horse over the line and out of trouble, it's James McDonald in for Waller. Could be something special. Mahuna in for 4th. Is the Golden Slipper winner of last year. Is racing well this time in. Gets in with a lightweight, but draws slightly wide though. Does have room for improvement. But I think that Grafter Burners, he's absolutely flying at the moment. He's got no weight. He'll be charging home. It ticks a lot of boxes. And race number 10 of the day is the Group 3 Birthday Card Stakes over the 1200 metres, and I just don't see how they beat in Karuna here. She's got lengths on this field. She's a very, very good horse, and I think she's going to prove it on Saturday. 53.5 kilos for Tim Clark for the Anthony and Sam Freeman team. Barrier number 6. Should be able to get room to move. Didn't get a lot of that first up in the Fireball behind Beeman and Hidden Motive. Up to the 1200 metres is no issue. Won the Thoroughbred Club Stakes at the end of last preparation, beating My Gladiola over the 1200 metres. And what did that horse do? Went and ran second to 10 Tyrus in the Lightning, and then 10 Tyrus started a short price favourite in the Newmarket. I just think she's got way too much class for these here. Springley in for second, comes through the Winona Girl, and out of that race is the one I want to follow, considering she had the toughest run throughout, and I think can improve here. A Winwood shock, but at $26 and around $7 for a place, it should be running very well. Catch the Glory comes here at a first up. Last time in preparation was only a run effort, winning the Warra, and can run well here, and is drawn well in barrier number 1. And within the law, if she found a best, she could run very well from the inside draw. Tommy Berry in the saddle, though he's only first up. In Karuna for mine in the Birthday Card Stakes. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Golden Slipper Day. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope I get a couple more winners on this card than I did last week. It was a four wins for me last weekend, and I'm hoping to go a bit more than that this weekend with a couple of short price and a couple I'm keen on. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.